Welcome back, y'all, to part two. In last part, we were talking about my main rule for this low consumption challenge was a $400 a month grocery goal, including animal food or anything from the grocery store. And then I talked about some how I've managed this with therapy and everything, my best coping skills and tools, and a little bit of my journey of how I got here. And then now I'm going to continue on to some of they're not rules, they're just things I've been doing that you could do too to help with a low consumption lifestyle. I don't think that I said in the last video, but I'm not judging anyone who is doing a no buy video, and I'm not judging anyone who or no buy year or anyone who is doing restrictive rules. Like, I think that's wonderful if you can handle it. It's not something I can handle though. So this is my less restrictive version. And I also don't think I mentioned that the $400 grocery goal might go up in January. We'll see. I am doing really good on it, so I'm really impressed. I'm just really happy about it. So I love a challenge, and I'm like, let's keep going. We'll see how long, but it might go up to like 500 or 600 in January. Okay, so on to the other things I do to live a low consumption lifestyle. In my what I eat in a week video, I showed my morning coffee, and before I bought an espresso maker, I was just doing a pour over coffee that I bought from the thrift store. I used that for years. I mean, I just drank one coffee every day and just pour over coffee every day, and that's what I drank. And I would get creamer with it and milk, and I would mix it in. My loving husband got a great bonus around my birthday, and so he bought me a really nice espresso maker because he is just he should be everybody's husband, honestly. He is just the perfect man. And so I have been using that espresso maker for since May, and I have loved it. And I was traveling in, I can't remember, maybe September, and I bought a coffee, and I hated the coffee that I bought. It was terrible. It was not as good as the one I make at home. This is the problem that I'm finding with everything that I do. I can make it better at home. I can cook better at home. I can make a better coffee at home. I can do it better at home. So that was the moment where I was like, I am not going out to coffee shops anymore. I can't do it. If I can make it better at home, I'm not willing to pay someone more money to make it worse than I do. Like, no, I have boundaries, and that is a hard boundary for me. So one of the things that I do, even when I'm traveling, I'm traveling next week, but breakfast is included in the hotel where we're staying, so I'm not bringing my coffee with, because they will have coffee there, and I'll just make do with the coffee they have there. Otherwise, if I'm traveling, I still have that pour over thing, and I just bring it with me, and I bring coffee grounds, and I either bring a little bit of creamer or whatever, but I make do, and I make my own coffee because I'm not paying for something that I can do a better job on. And so that is one of the things that a lot of people I've seen have judged other creators who are frugal for having an espresso maker. But if you're not going out to pay $5 every day at a coffee shop, then it is more frugal to buy a espresso maker. And I did see Walmart, look at you, Walmart, has like a Walmart brand one for like $70 right now. So I'm not saying it's the greatest, but I am saying it is a cheap espresso maker. Now, have I bought cheap espresso makers in the past? Yes. Did I return each one? Yes, because I hated them all. They didn't work. They didn't taste right. All of the things. Did I finally have my husband, when he bought me this espresso maker, buy a really nice one? Yes, because in the long run, it does help. I'm not saying you need to go out and buy an espresso maker. I use that pour over coffee thing that I got from the thrift store for like literally like 4 years. So many years. I don't even know, maybe longer. But before that, I just had I did try Keurig, hated that. I've tried some other, I switched back to a coffee machine for a while, but just, yeah. So I'm at a place where I really like my coffees, and I'm just going to continue with what I'm doing. I have started watching physical media again. When I started decluttering, my decluttering journey in 2023, in the beginning of 2024, I started organizing my house as well, trying to like make it functional, trying to make it less aesthetic and more livable, maybe. Just easy to clean and easy to clean up after, because I am my husband and I both work. Like, we don't want to be spending our lives cleaning. So I took all of my physical media and I took it out of its cases, and I took the paper thing and I put it in a little plastic sheet, and I put the DVD in there, and I put it in a box, and it now fits in a box like this big. Takes up so much less space. I threw away probably 4 bags of those cases, and now when I still have some of those plastic sleeves. They were so cheap on Amazon. Not saying buy on Amazon, but they were cheap on Amazon. But I still, when I buy a thrifted DVD, straight out of the case, paper thing out, DVD and paper thing in the little sleeve, and then I take up a lot less space. So I also have in my thrifted Google Drive, I have a list of DVDs that I need to fill in the gaps. So like, for some reason, my Hunger Games DVD is missing, but I do have some of the like second and third parts to it. So, and then like, I think I have all of the Harry Potters, but I might be missing one, so I have to look in that. But I do buy DVDs and Blu-rays, but the other thing that I'm not allowing myself to buy new, because I'm like, why would I buy a $20 DVD when I can stream it? But like, if I can buy it for $1, like, I'll keep it. Books. I've been getting books for $1, and I'm getting the ones that I really love. I love the Divergent series. I just got the first book in it. I'm trying to get the rest of them. I keep seeing the Twilight series. I'm thinking about getting that. Like, books I love these books, so I'm gonna keep thrifting books. The other thing I've been doing since January of this year, my word of the year this year was intentional, and so my intention was to use up everything in my house. So my whole house went on a use it up project. Pan for everything, project pantry, project use it. I don't know what to call it. So my pantry, I have been using that up. I've actually had to restock it multiple times. One of the cool things in my area is 2 of our stores do case sales every year. And so I buy a case of, usually 3 cases of beans, some sugar, some brown sugar, some other things. I bought Hunt's tomato sauce this year and peanut butter as well in the case sales. So my pantry is pretty well stocked. There will be a pantry tour at some point, but I do stock up my pantry as often as I can. Case sales are a good way to do that, but that does mean that after those case sales, I have to use the items. So I do reverse meal planning. I will go over how I do my meal planning and everything at some point. There's a lot of videos I want to make that I'm like, gosh, this is good information that needs to get out there. So I mostly do reverse meal planning, where I go into my freezer, I see a meat, and then I go over to my pantry and I go, what vegetables do I have in here? What can I make? Other times it's like, ooh, I want enchiladas. Do I have everything for enchiladas? Go look in, see I have everything, at least a version of enchiladas. I'll make it work. Cleaning supplies. I got organized and I put all of the cleaning supplies together. The back stock is in one spot, and the ones we use regularly are in one spot. And so if it's not in the use regularly, you go to the back stock. If it's not in the back stock, then you go and put it on the list to buy. We have cut down on the mass amount of cleaning supplies, because I was always just buying cleaning supplies going, oh, we need more, we need more, we need more. Nah, man, not anymore. Make a list, stick to it, get organized. You don't need to worry about backstock. Just when things start running low, add it to your list. That was another thing that I do not have on here, but is very important. I had in the past on Alexa, and then my husband really wanted to switch to the Google, so last Christmas I got him a Google Home. We switched to the Google Home. I love the Google Home system because I can add it to a list, and then I can label with hashtags which store it goes to, and then I can pick a label and say I'm going to Smith's, so then it shows me all the Smith's items. Love it. It's beautiful. But we keep a running list. Instead of going to the store and guessing, do we need peanut butter? I know I have peanut butter at home because it's not on the list. No one added it to the list. Sometimes it does backfire and suddenly we have no peanut butter in the house because no one added it to the list. But that's not the end of the world, you know? You can make do. So we do have things we always buy. There are things that we keep just buying, and then there's things that when I do my meal planning and my meal shopping for the 2 weeks, I go through the meal plan for the 2 weeks and I add anything extra that will be needed for those 2 weeks. But I also make sure that I can use it up. Like, I'm not going to buy an entire cabbage for one meal. I'm going to do without cabbage in that one meal, or I'm going to figure out how to use cabbage in every meal. So it does require some creativity, but that is something I will talk about in my meal planning video. But getting one of those like electronics, I know some people are like, I don't want AI in my house or whatever. Like, I have friends like that. They're like, no way. We'll go old school, keep a pen and paper on your fridge. Like, but keep a running list. It'll save your life. So cleaning supplies are on a use it up. So we do add those to the list when we're running low, but not before. Soaps. I'm embarrassed by this one, honestly. Okay, first off, we all buy things for our children that we're just like, we love our children, so they want it, so we're just going to buy it for them. Well, there was a lady at the farmer's market who was selling soaps with toys in them, and so we were just letting her buy one every week. And now we have 50,000 soaps, and that was like 3 years ago. So we have a boatload of soaps still. And then I also, during that time, I bought a Costco size thing of bar soap because that's what we use, because it does last longer, it's cheaper, all the things. But I bought a Costco size thing of bar soap, and I still have like half of that thing left. So soap is on a use it up challenge in my house. The other one is lotion. I talked about in my last video a lot about therapy and how you need self-awareness and self-compassion. Well, sometimes I still overbuy things, and I had 6 bottles of lotion in my house because I was like, I need a lotion for every room. And then I fell off that bandwagon real quick. So I am using it up on lotions right now. I just finished one, started on another one, so I'm down to 5 lotions. You know what? Also, the really cool thing about this, though, it means that I'm learning more of what I like, because I was buying the lactic acid lotion from Costco. I thought I loved it, but it turns out what I love is exercise, because I have KP, strawberry skin, and all these dermatologists are like, lactic acid. So I bought the like special body wash. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. I've continuously bought the lotion thinking that it works. Well, it turns out that what was working was me exercising, because I stopped exercising, and the KP, because I got a concussion, second one this year actually, second concussion. I stopped exercising because of that. Getting back on it. But when I wasn't exercising, the KP was really bad. When I was exercising, the KP was really good. The lactic acid in my body was helping, not the lactic acid in the lotion. So I am not buying lactic acid lotion anymore because the regular plain old lotion does the same exact thing that the lactic acid lotion does. And it's cheaper. So, win-win. Makeup. My makeup has been on a no-buy since, or on a use-it-up challenge since I haven't bought anything in like 4 years, maybe 5. But I've just been using what I have. I will say I've thrown a couple things away because they started to smell or they started to look off. But I'm still using things if they smell good, if they seem good. I'm sure some people out there are freaking out about expiration dates, but I've taken nutrition classes, I've taken science classes, and I've talked in both classes about expiration dates and the science behind them and the FDA reasons behind expiration dates. And I know they mean nothing. I know they mean diddly squat almost all of the time. And what actually means is the smell, if it's molding, if it looks off, like things last a lot longer than the expiration dates are on there. So my makeup is still good. I'm still doing it. Still on a no-buy. Haven't bought any for like 4 years. Craft supplies. I mentioned, I can't remember if it was in the last video or this video. I think it was in the last video. I buy craft supplies from garage sales, thrift stores. I get it from my mother-in-law. I've bought a ton in the past for activity advents, and so I have a boatload of craft supplies. I've even decluttered some craft supplies. So there's just, use it up. We're just using it up. So we're not, anything for Advent this year is coming out of our craft closet. And clothes. This is an interesting one because you can't exactly like use your clothes up until you hit pan or use it until it's empty, but I really am trying to use what I have instead of buying new things. That's not to say I haven't bought anything new this year. I have bought new things. I also have fluctuated weight a little bit because of the exercise. Also, I do think I'm having some hormonal problems because even without the exercise, I'm fluctuating weight a little bit. So there's been some reasons to buy some new things and some reasons to not. There's also, I'm filling in gaps and I'm finding a more curated closet of what I love, and I'm finding that I'm buying less and less the more the years go on. I know most minimalists talk about a one in, one out, but this kind of goes in with my project pan because I'll finish a skincare item. I only really use, let's see, soap, so face wash, hyaluronic acid, however you say that, SPF, and some, it's like an AHA mask. So 4 products, and then a facial oil to get makeup off. So 5 products. So of those 5 products, I cannot buy a backup, or I won't buy a backup until it's almost empty or it's close to empty. And I will say, like, you think it's close to empty and then suddenly you're using it 2 more weeks. So you'll buy it. I've done this where I'm like, this is really close to empty. And then I buy the next product that I'm going to use the next time. And then I'm still using it multiple times, like more that I could have waited to the next purchasing or till my next grocery trip to purchase it. But anyways, it lasts a lot longer than you think. So waiting until it's towards the end is a good way to do it, because you'll think you're like, I'm at the end, and you're not. So checking first before I'm buying, checking in my back stock, checking in, because I don't have a ton of back stock, but I do buy things in bulk at Costco. So if I buy a 3-pack, I'm going to go check the back stock and make sure there's one of those 3-packs left. And then if there's not any, if I use the last one, then I will add it to the list because I use things in different places. Like I use Dawn Power Wash in both the laundry room and the kitchen. Sometimes in the bathroom to get off some soap scum. And then this is something that people used to say, and I'm like, man, that makes sense, but I don't know how to do it. And it's having a home for everything so it's not all over the place. And you know what I had to do was I'd be like, okay, I need to find a home for this thing I want to keep. So then I'd look around the house and I'm like, this is a good spot for it. But now I have to get rid of things out of that spot until it fits in there. Excuse me. So that is a way I have decluttered, is finding a home for my stuff by decluttering stuff to put it in that home. So I will say in 2023, when I first started this, because my house was overwhelmed with stuff, it wasn't easy. This was really hard, and now it's a lot easier. And so having a home for everything means that there's less stuff in my house because I've decluttered stuff to make a home for it, but also everything has a home, so I'm more organized and not buying 50 things of peanut butter because I don't know where the peanut butter goes. I also created a personal grocery store in my garage. I buy in bulk for cheaper. I do cost analysis on pretty much every single one of my groceries. I down to the ounce most of the time. I will do that math. So when I am putting things on the grocery list the week before that I'm going grocery, I will do a cost analysis and I will check which grocery store is the cheapest and I will buy it there. I do have all of the apps on my phone, so I don't have to like go to the store and check at the store. I just do it at home on the apps. I will say technology has made my life easier for that reason. And I will do a pantry video at some point, and that I'll show you my personal grocery store. I do repair items if I can. My husband is in charge of repairing items. Like, he's repaired our plumbing, he's repaired our stairs, he's repaired our dryer, he's repaired our washer, he's repaired our toilet, he's repaired our cars. Like, he's in charge of all of the logical manual labor repairing. And you know what I get to repair? The stupid couch that keeps getting holes in it. I have repaired 7 holes in that thing. So, I have repaired the couch. I have repaired a pair of tights that I have to repair every year because I've had them so many years. More, I mean, they're older than 2020 for sure, but I have to repair them every year. And then I have repaired 2 dresses, and I've repaired my husband's coat. Like, there's more that I've repaired over the years, but that's just in the last, like, I don't know, 6 months. Not even that, like, the last 2 months. So, repair your items. Like, my couch looks like Frankenstein, but you can't really tell unless you're up close. And I did ask for Christmas for a couch cover, so big whoop-de-doo. He also did repair their, what's that thing called that holds the couch up? The leg. He repaired the leg because that broke. So we've both repaired the couch. I've just had to repair it 7 times, and he's had to repair it like 3. So we're both annoyed with that thing, but it keeps working. We got it for free. I'm not gonna buy a new couch because I really can't afford one. I do have one on my wish list though. Something I recently started doing that I'm hoping you all may notice the cuteness of it, but I started cutting everyone's hair at home. I started cutting my own hair. I really like it. I always would go into my friend and have her cut my hair, and she does a wonderful job, and I definitely am not over here being like, I don't want to go give her my money, but it's just another way to save money right now. And while it's not always a perfect job when I do it, I I feel really proud when someone gives me a compliment on my hair, or when someone gives my husband a compliment on his hair because I cut his hair, or my youngest because I cut her hair. So it and I thought my youngest would have a problem with us doing these like budget things, but she like created a menu for haircuts for my salon. So it's been pretty fun. But it's just something that I've enjoyed cutting my own hair because I get it exactly the way I want all the time instead of having to wait 3 months and then growing my bangs out, having to swoop them over the side or whatever, and then going because I don't want to spend $10 every month or whatever. So it's just like I watched some tutorials on YouTube and I just started cutting my own hair, my husband's hair, and my daughter's hair, and honestly, I really love it. I also am using, my teenager bought herself her own hair cutting kit, so it's been really nice to have that. I will say if she ever moves out, I will be buying one of those. Something I've done to help lower our heating costs this year, because that's not something people think about, but you can help your heating costs a little bit here and there. And so I winterize to cut costs. I've made a video about the blankets that I put over my window, but I also put plastic over them. We did just use painter's plastic drop cloth from Home Depot. It's like $10 and we have enough for next year too, maybe the year after. So it's stayed a lot warmer in our house, and we have only, I mean, some days the heat doesn't turn on at all, and I live in a northern state, so that's really cool. We also put a curtain rod over our back door with a sheet hanging on it so you can slide it over, but our back door is a big window, and so this helps keeping the heat, and it also covers the whole door. I also rolled up some sheets to stuff at the bottom for draft protection as well. And then I did also buy the wrong weather stripping and try to weather strip my house. So this is why Steven, my husband, is in charge of those kinds of home maintenance, because I have no idea what I was doing. And honestly, like, I have a story about an old man being in the aisle with me and me almost asking him what I got, and then him picking the same thing I did anyways. So maybe he didn't know and maybe I didn't know, and we were just doing our best together. And yeah, it's gonna need replaced anyways, so that's his job now. The other thing that's kind of unconventional that some people might have a problem with, other people might love it, I don't know, but we got leaves from a Facebook Marketplace, and we just like dumped them around the base of our like house. I wasn't able to completely surround the house, but I would like to, but it's twofold. It heats our crawl space, which means our whole house stays warmer. But also, I am trying to kill off the grass around my house because it's just, I have a garden there. I don't want the grass. It's overgrowing. I just want to kill it off. I just want it gone. I'll grow some flowers or something instead. And so I'm just hoping the leaves will kill that grass off too, because I've heard that if you have big piles of leaves, it'll kill grass. And I'm like, well, also my front yard is very eco-friendly because I have a whole garden that has straw, and then the leaves, it makes a home for bugs. So I'm the bug lady. I made home for bugs. Gosh, I'm gonna cry a little. That makes me happy. The other thing we did was we cleaned up the hoses around our house, because obviously with our garden we have a lot of hoses. I will show our garden this next summer. We're building raised beds. My husband got some free wood, so we're gonna build raised beds and revamp the thing. Right now it's just got garlic and some perennials growing. And then outside of winterizing, something that we did last year that I got for my husband as a Christmas present was buy a smart thermostat. You can get like first gens and second gen smart thermostats for like under $100, so it's a pretty good deal. But it's really, really nice because, so in my city, electricity prices are rated higher from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. In between those times, though, it's rated lower. So we try to run our washer and dryer and our dishwasher during those times when it's lower. But then also I can set a schedule for my heat to turn on only during the times when it's rated lower. So it turns on at 5 a.m., turns off by 7 a.m. It turns on in the wintertime, not currently, but in the wintertime in the middle of the afternoon, like say 11 or noon, and then it turns off by 3 p.m. before everybody gets home, and it's off until the next day. And so that is really, it's really lowered our electric bill, and we got a rebate from our electric company for installing it. So basically it paid for the price of it. So do look into that. You might be able to just get a rebate and pay for your entire thermostat. I do also try to lower our electricity usage. I was talking about that with it being rated higher. I try to use less electricity during the times when it's rated higher. We also have most of our lights on smart plugs, so we don't even have to get out of our chair to turn them off. And because I will say sometimes I'm too lazy to get up and turn off a light, but this makes it easier because most of my lights are on, not all of them, but most of them are on the smart plugs. And then if the heat's off and I don't want to turn the heat on, because a lot of the times I'm home by myself, why would I heat up the house for just me? I put on layers. I always am wearing a sweater in the winter time, and I just love sweaters, so I'm happy to wear them. I also have a heated blanket, and I have a ton of blankets out in my living room. I also have seasonal blankets that I've bought over the years that I pull out. Just enjoy being warm, and I love having that. The other thing I have is an old style hot water bottle heater. Actually, let me grab it. This is something that I learned from British frugal people. They all use these things. This has a cover on it, but it's like plastic on the inside. It's got a little stopper top. This one's currently got water in it, but it's not hot. But I just boil a, what is that thing called? I want to call it a cauldron. I know that's not it. The teapot of water. And then I dump it in here. When it's cooled off, I dump this water into my plants, or I reuse it and heat it up in the microwave, put it back in here, and just keep reusing the same water. Other times I just dump it in my plants to water my plants. If it's too hot but not hot enough to keep me warm, I'll dump it in my plant watering pitcher and let it cool off in there, and then I'll water my plants with it. So in the wintertime, I don't actually water my plants on one day altogether. They just are constantly being watered, and so sometimes it's too much and sometimes it's not enough, but we find a good balance. But this thing, I love this thing. I love it for headaches. I love it for nighttime. If I put it under my blanket and I heat it up at like 7 p.m. is usually what time I go to bed. And then around 5 a.m. it's still warm. So these things are really nice. I have heard that they might explode, but hasn't happened to me, and I don't know. But my daughter wants one, and I'm a little iffy about getting her one. But I will say, oh, it keeps my feet warm. It keeps my body warm. I just love this thing. Some things I do that are not electricity related, but do help the planet's electricity consumption is I unsubscribe regularly. I unsubscribe from emails all the time. Probably once a day I'm unsubscribing from an email. I'll sign up for emails for the discount, and then I'll just unsubscribe from them. I also have canceled a lot of subscriptions. I had shampoo, conditioner, a leave-in treatment, creatine, toilet paper, electrolytes, Paramount, all got canceled. And then I actually plan to cancel Amazon. I'm not going to say like we're going to do without Amazon. I would like to go to Walmart Plus. You get better deals. It's cheaper. It's the same stuff. And they have more stuff that's cuter. I don't know if you've recently looked at Walmart's app, but they got some cute stuff. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm also not going to be shopping on it very much, but they do have some options. Like, I'm a student, so the student discount is like $48 a year. It might be worth it. And then I do delete photos and videos from my phone regularly. It actually has bit me in the butt already because I was like, oh, I'll make a mini video out of part of the video that all the videos that I recorded from the What I Eat in a Week, and I had already deleted all of them. So, whoops. And so that is some of the things that I do to just like maintain my low consumption life. But the main rule, like I said, will be the $400 a month budget. I talked a little bit in the last video that I'd like to touch on a little bit more here is like, it's not as restrictive, and also you don't have to do $400. Like, you could easily find a way to like fit $600 or $700 into your lifestyle or whatever it is. But I think it is a good option for those of us that can't handle the no buy, because it does give us the ability to buy whatever we want within a certain frame. So it might be an option for you. I know it's an option for me, and this is something that I plan on doing updates on, so keep a lookout. I do plan on keeping up on doing my grocery hauls so you can see what I bought. And so just, if you made it this far, thanks so much. I hope you subscribe. Keep a lookout, because I do plan to do about 2 videos a week on just these kinds of low consumption lifestyle things that make it easier to live in this economy. That's for sure. So I'll talk to you all later, and I'll see you on the next one.